Welcome to another edition of Bucknell Football 93. My name is Bob Behler, along with the head football coach of Bucknell University, Lou Maranzana. This past Saturday, the Bison opened Patriot League play and unfortunately fell down at Easton 31-14. And, Coach, I thought in the first half that you guys did a great job of stopping their run and limiting Eric Marsh to only 38 yards.
We had a decent start against the run overall. The field position thing told on us, I think, before the half was over, and in fact the whole game was over. And I thought our offensive performance was kind of hot and cold overall. And but there are some positive things that have come out of the football game, and some things that give us a lot of confidence for what's going to happen from here on out.
I thought turnovers told the story. The fact that every turnover Lafayette got was in the scoring zone, where every turnover we got seemed to be down on the 5-yard line when they were going in.
These kinds of things teach coaches how to count. We look at the drive charts and we see drives of 20, 28, and 26 yards for Lafayette for touchdowns, and we see drives of 70 and 88 yards for Bucknell, and we know the arithmetic is not right.
We'll be back in just a moment to take a look at first half highlights, but first, this 60-second timeout.
At Bucknell, the balance between academics and athletics is accomplished as well as it is any place in the country. In fact, recent NCAA statistics show that for the second consecutive year, the Bison led the country in the graduation rate of their student athletes.
Many factors contribute to this. The student athletes themselves, their coaches, their professors, and the administrators here, as well as the support of Bison fans. Another factor contributing to the overall athletic success at Bucknell is the work of the Bison Club, a group of interested persons whose support enhances all 26 men's and women's varsity sports here at Bucknell. Membership to the Bison Club is open to all followers of the Bison, not just Bucknell alumni.
We would invite you to join the Bison Club today and receive the Bison Roundup newsletter and stay up to date on all activities of Bucknell athletics.
For more information, write to the Bison Club in care of Bucknell University or call 717-524-1358.
We're back on Bucknell Football 93. Bob Behler along with Lou Maranzana. And, Coach, we talked about stopping Eric Marsh, but one of the big factors, I thought, for Lafayette was the play of their quarterback, Jason Carnevale. He did a good job.
The quarterback did a steady job, and I think he played within himself and complimented the team. Probably his biggest pass of the day was a kind of a razzle-dazzle fake play in their first drive. But overall, he executed well. He got the ball in the end zone in some key situations, carrying it himself in the option. He did a decent job.
Let's go now and take a look at first half highlights from down at Easton at Fisher Field. The Lafayette and Bucknell coin toss there, and Lafayette's going to win the toss, and they're going to elect to receive, and they're going to go with Eric Marsh in the first 3 plays, including a 3rd and 1, in which you guys stopped him for a 5-yard loss.
We're coming out from the get-go here, doing a good job against the run here, really playing hard, swarming the ball. I was really pleased with the way we started against the run.
Bucknell got 1 first down in their first possession and had to punt it back to Lafayette. And I think this is the pass play you're talking about, 3rd and 7. They go along to Tremont Evans, who makes a great catch.
It was a reverse pass, and they stuck it in just the right place.
Carnevale, the quarterback, on a flat pass to fullback Chris Flood. Carnevale 15 of 23 for 181 yards on the day. But your defense is going to get tough when they get down in the red zone.
They get down, they get some position, and we deny them the touchdown here, and they have to settle for 3 points.
Dan Zappa is going to pick up his first of 2 sacks on the day as Carnevale rolls out, runs out of room, and a nice job grabbing around the ankles, and it forces him to go for a field goal.
Which they convert and come out with the right here at the beginning 3 points.
And with a 25-yarder, McLaughlin made 10 of 19 field goals last year. We hit 1 of 2 on the day. So mid to late in the first quarter, it's 3-0 in favor of the Lafayette Leopards. Chris Gross here didn't play last year, and your team comes for a nice 20-yard catch here.
Good throw and catch out there on the flank. Here we have Travis on the waggle pass, complete the fullback with Steve McHugh.
Here's a sack that's going to take you out of the drive. Travis was sacked 4 times blocking. I mean, obviously there, but we've had quite a few sacks this year.
His sack and the fumble there, he got hit in the back there late, but we're fortunate enough to be able to recover that one.
Idea to put pressure on Carnevale. You got him for a couple sacks as well.
We did pressure him some, and we're going to be pressuring some throughout the year, and with some success in this game.
Saw number 24, Mark Miller, run out of your picture. He's going to come up with the interception here. He had 1 of 2 there inside the 5-yard line and really served better than a punt for Lafayette.
Mark's been injured early in the year, has come back and made a couple of real good plays.
How's Richard Lemon? He only played in the first half. Nice run here coming out from the 5, picking up a first down, 10 yards on the run, but he didn't play in the second half.
Yeah, Rich got injured in the last running play of the first half. Here we got a key play, a fumble out on their 20-yard line. They're going to come right back here.
And once again, tough against Eric Marsh. Sean Browser's going to trip him up, and Marsh will be stopped for only a 1-yard gain. But they kind of worked this little middle screen pretty well throughout the day. They got a couple gainers on this play.
Middle screen, good run by the fullback, just during the tackle.
3rd and goal here. They're going to throw it short of the goal line, and they're going to end up with a 4th and 3. I was quite shocked they decided to go for it. I thought they'd take the 3.
We did too, but it's kind of looking, and they decide to go for it, and they do the thing that so many teams will do here. They kind of hide the tight end, and he ends up squeaking out here on the backside, and able to throw it to him in the end zone.
Pass nearly got there, but Rubinek comes up with the catch. It's 10-0 Lafayette. Bucknell getting the ball back, and again on 3rd down, Travis Kopp having to run for his life and a sack, and 4 sacks in the game for Lafayette. Lafayette gets the ball back. This would be Eric Marsh's longest run of the day, 18 yards. He got 115 yards on the day, but I think he had to have about 35 carries to do it.
Right, there weren't too many of those. That was the only one of those gash plays throughout the day. Here we hit the fullback and are able to come up with a fumble recovery down in tight. Not able to move it out, and Rich Miller punts it out. A great punt here, changes field position. It
really changed it. It was 53 yards on the kick. Good coverage. Darren Block makes the tackle, but a 15-yard clipping penalty to boot takes him back to the 30-yard line. Andy Welty does a nice job here thwarting their middle screen that time to San Giovanni. And he gets the ball back, and I think this is going to be the drive right before the half. He had a nice drive, but unfortunately couldn't come up with anything.
Exactly. This is, we get the ball right down in scoring territory. We're running out of time. There's completion there.
Down to now about 55 seconds. Mark Gentile would have a big day. 6 catches on the day for him. Converts 3rd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 4. I thought this was critical, the fact that there's no yard markers over there. Travis Kopp runs out of bounds. He doesn't get the first down. He's a yard short. You have to go for it on 3rd and 1 on the run, and that causes you to burn timeout.
It indeed, and it costs us the time and probably one important play.
And this is a very important play. Kopp gets sacked again for the 3rd time in the half. Clock runs, and with 2 seconds left, you're forced to go for a long field goal. Justin Frick again has the leg, but again, it's wide left, and it's 10-0 at the intermission. And coach, for a team that, you know, really had poor field position throughout the whole first half, you guys were right in the game.
Yeah, we were fortunate to be as close as we were, considering the things that had gone against us. I think part of that was due to the fact that the defense was hanging on, that we'd had a few decent punts, and you know, we're right there in the football game going into the second half.
We mentioned that Richard Lemon was injured towards the end of the first half. You also lost Darren Block, and Pete Gorski before the game got down to no tailbacks. How are the 3 gentlemen that got hurt in the game?
Well, Richard will be back. The doctor told us yesterday by the time we play Penn, and Darren, I think, will be recovering about the same time, and I think Pete Gorski will be back out practicing today.
Another injury that happened 1 year ago was Troy White. He tore his anterior cruciate knee ligament down at Villanova about a year ago. He's back playing football now, and Tom Traynor takes a look at what it took for Troy White to get back.
Having me kick my way, and the Villanova rushers were coming much faster than anyone predicted. Our front line missed most of their people, because by the time they turned, they was already past them. And when I got the ball, there was a Villanova player who was coming at me, and I hurdled him, and I landed on my left leg, and I tried to cut back to the right because there was another player coming, and I just felt something pop, and I went down. Then people piled on me, and I just was yelling for people to get up, and I came squirming out of the pile.
When it occurred, Troy's injury was about the 3rd or 4th one that we had that day, so I was pretty much prepared for anything to happen at that point. We were playing Villanova. It was on the brand new turf, so at that point I was pretty much figuring that we were going to have at least one more, if not 2 or 3 or 4 more, for as many injuries as we had that day. So I was pretty much mentally prepared as soon as the first few bodies started falling.
In 1991, a promising young freshman, Troy White, started 6 games at cornerback. He earned his varsity letter by finishing the season with 40 tackles. His key games were 7 tackles against Villanova, a blocked field goal attempt against Cornell, and a forced fumble at Princeton. The following year, Troy felt his heart was not in defense, but at wide receiver. In 1992, he won the starting job as a kick return specialist and returned 5 kicks for 117 yards. Also that same year, he threw a bone-crushing block that led to Kevin McElvain's 80-yard touchdown pass against Bloomsburg. Troy was leading to be a young prospect for the future of Bucknell football. But due to a season-ending injury with a tear of his anterior cruciate ligament, he had a difficult road to recovery.
Basically what I did is set up a program where he worked 6 days a week with me or with another trainer as to my discretion. And we worked mainly squats on the hydro fitness machine, leg extensions, lunges. We did a lot of running.
I asked Troy what his biggest hurdle was coming back to football.
The biggest hurdle would definitely have to be, well, I guess it's two of them. Mentally, I always thought I was ready to come back like 3 months ago, and everyone was saying, no, you're not ready. I'm like, yes, I am ready. And I had many talks with the trainers saying that they don't understand how my body works, even though they did, I guess. Physically, for me to get my quad back in shape was the hardest part because they wanted me to get at least 80%, which I figured was like impossible because I was working out on both legs. My right leg was getting stronger, therefore it was hard for my left leg to catch up to my right leg.
Troy guarantees that he is back to 100% and with his good speed and hands could be of great use to the Bison. Troy has already proven that this year by blocking a punt the first game of the season.
I'm back. that's the only thing I blocked it. I was like, how did I get here so fast? And I guess I do have some of my speed back, and it's good enough to excel here.
Troy's comeback is a tribute to his dedication to the sport. If his enthusiasm is a foreshadowing for the rest of the Bison, this season could prove to be an outstanding one. For Bucknell Football 93, I'm Tom Trainer.
Thanks, Tom. And, Coach, it's always one of the most disappointing things about a football season when somebody's worked so hard gets hurt, but it's one of the greatest things when you see somebody able to come back and play after they have been hurt.
Yeah, it really is. Troy's worked real hard, and there are a lot of stories about Troy. That's just one of them, but that was a real nice thing.
It's got to be very difficult in the off season when somebody, you know, like him or anybody else either has missed the whole season to try to focus themselves to get back, I would think.
Well, you know, it takes a lot of concentration. I mean, you really have to be locked in and decided that you want to make the sacrifice to do this because it is a major, major task.
When we last left you with highlights of Bucknell at Lafayette, Lafayette led by the count of 10-0 at the intermission, and the Bison would open with a very bad break to start the second half. We'll take a look at highlights now of Bucknell's first possession. Rich Miller went back in punt formation, and we talked about a short drive. They're going to have another good opportunity here when they block the kick.
Right, we have a technique error here, and they're able to block the kick, get the ball here on the 27-yard line.
Again, one of 3 touchdown drives for Lafayette that started inside the 30. That may have been another break that went for Lafayette. Rob Bird should have had it, and if he doesn't deflect it, it's probably intercepted.
Goes right through his hands, it's popped up, and Rubenek catches it.
Lafayette going to pound it inside from the 1-yard line. Eric Marsh, first of 2 third-quarter touchdowns to make it 17-0, and get a nice drive here for a score started by a 30-yard kick returned by Brad Bernardino.
Brad here with a good return, our best one of the day on the kickoff end.
Flat pass to Darren Block, catching a pass out of the backfield. Scoots for the first down on 3rd and 10. And here's a play that keeps it alive. Todd Jessup getting a pass from Rich Miller, going for over 20 yards and a first down, and kind of giving Lafayette a little taste of their own medicine.
Punt keeps that drive alive here.
Brad Bernardini will be interfered with by Matt Cope. Cope all over him. There's the flag, and there's the call. It looked like a late flag. Almost looked like it was going to stick in the guy's pocket there.
They were thinking about it a little bit.
Darren Block with some nice hard running. Again, he's a tailback in the second half. And Block finished the game with a couple of nice runs there. Travis Kopp backpedaling and throwing it to Bernardini in the corner. 17-6, Bucknell back in the game as the extra point was missed. We'll take a look at it from ground level. Brad did a great job getting up on this play.
A good throw and catch, good jump, good timing.
Bernardini, 5 catches, 48 yards. He'd have 2 touchdowns in the game, 3 now on the season. And Carnevale again throwing to Evans, who was Lafayette's most productive receiver on the day. And Cecil Boone is going to get a sack here. He was limited for you in the game.
Well, Cecil's got a sprained ankle and could only give us so much. You can kind of see him catching his balance there, but still worked real hard and got a couple of important plays.
This was another key play. They ran their punt team on late. You switch from defense to punt team late, and then they wait, and then they decide to go for the fake.
Yeah, and they go for the fake where you have a... We don't do quite as well in our alignment here as we need to, and they're able to poke it through and get that, just get the first down.
And it's going to keep their drive alive, and they're going to get in for a touchdown. Eric Marsh will rumble for 10 yards. He's a back who just seems to keep getting better as the game gets along, and then they go for it again down close. They don't get a touchdown on 4th down this time, but they keep the drive alive. Lafayette was 4 out of 4 on 4th downs on the day, and they're up late in the 3rd quarter now, 24-6. And this is a very good play as far as the execution in the backfield, but it looked like Travis just didn't leave Brad long enough.
Right, we've got just about everything. We need to drop it over the top just a little bit more. And the strong safety makes a great play.
Dan Zappa with his 2nd of 2 sacks in the game. And we're going to see Miller coming up with his 2nd interception in the game. Does a nice job. He had 2 interceptions in this ball game. Played quite a bit last year as a freshman.
Yeah, Mark started, I think, 9 of the 11 games last year, and this is the first game that he started this year. He missed the first game, only played spot duty.
Great block by Russ Strohecker on the field goal. We'll take a look at it from the side angle. Number 51 coming in, and Tick didn't have a chance.
He able to get a split there. Russ does a real good job.
Lafayette leading 24-6. They go with the halfback option. I'll say it, Coach. You don't have to say it, but you deserve to get roughed if you have your top halfback throwing a pass late in the game. And if he'd gotten injured, I would not have shed one crocodile tear. Carnevale in for the score, 31-6 in favor of Lafayette. You go to Rob Gluss here, and I thought he did a great job in the final drive.
Right, Rob does a good job here with doing, bringing the team right down the field, doing some basic passing things.
Rob going to Mark Gentili, I believe, 3 times on the drive. This one for 17 yards. Again, Mark was a pretty good target in the game with 69 yards in receiving.
Mark's a big, tall guy. You know, he's easy to see, always catches the ball.
Plus backpedaling, again hitting Gentili over the middle. Had a little trouble keeping his feet on a couple of them. And Gluss this time looking over the middle. Damon Garner had a couple of catches on the drive as well. He's a senior receiver out of Baltimore. I believe this is going to be the touchdown pass to Brad Bernardini in the corner. Gluss on the rollout. Brad makes a nice sliding catch. And you go for 2. And Mark Gentili has been an inviting target on 2-point conversions, catching 2 of them last year.
Same kind of idea, tight end going over there to the backside, and we're able to complete it.
That play seems like it's so easy to work. It seems like that if you throw it right, it's either going to be incomplete or it's going to be a touchdown.
I don't think that anybody that teaches goal line defense doesn't teach that play first every year, and yet it's always a very effective play.
2-point conversions settle a lot of games at the end of the game. Why do you think they're so tough to get?
Well, it's a short piece of territory, you know, and most everybody's favoring trying to pass it in there, and people cover real tight and pressure the passer. So it turns out, I bet you the averages are about 50-50.
We're going to be back in 2 minutes to talk with our special guest, safety Todd Jessup, and wide receiver Brad Bernardini as Bucknell Football 93 continues after this. 4 seconds left, the ball coming from the 30-yard line on the snap. Glover back to pass, 4-man rush. Rush coming, Glover throwing it downfield in the end zone. It's intercepted. Carey should just go to the knees and run this clock out. It is over. The Bison have won it. John Carey intercepts at the goal line, brings it out to the 10-yard line, and the Bison have upset Penn.
This is the Bison Weekend Review. John Terry reporting. In field hockey action this weekend, Bucknell picked up its first win of the year, 3-2 over Hofstra on Saturday. Senior Elmira Baldwin notched her 3rd career 2-goal game, but it was freshman Missy Hauk's first collegiate goal, which snapped a 2-2 tie and provided the win. The Lisa Gibbons Show continued on Saturday in the women's soccer team's 4-0 blanking of Lehigh. The senior forward scored all 4 goals in Bucknell's Patriot League opener, giving her 6 goals on the year. The women's tennis team recorded a pair of important victories over the weekend in an effort to repeat as Patriot League champions. On Saturday, the Bison won at Army 5-4. Christina Luder and Kim Carlson, Bucknell's top 2 players, teamed up for a decisive doubles win, while each won singles matches as well. On Sunday, the team remained in the New York area to pound Fordham 9-0. The men's soccer team opened its Patriot League schedule on Saturday night at home against Lehigh. After 120 minutes of play, however, no one could score, and the game finished in a 0-0 draw. Senior Mark Wrigley made 6 saves in the net for the Bison. Here's the rest of the results from this weekend's action. For Bucknell Football 93, I'm John Terry.
Catch the action. Feel the excitement. Experience the thrill of Bucknell football as Coach Lou Maranzana leads the Bison down the field to victory and another season of football excellence. Don't miss out on any of the action. Call the Davis Gym ticket office now for ticket sales and information at 717-524-3301. That's 717-524-3301. Bucknell is ready to take on the Patriot League. Are you?
We're joined by 2 of the seniors on this Bucknell football team this year. Todd Jessup, who is the starting safety, and starting wide receiver Brad Bernardini. And Todd, we'll start with your offensive exploits first. You had a chance to catch a fake punt that was very key in that drive down at the end of the half. And let's talk about you as a wide receiver, a position you used to play. So I guess that was kind of old hat for you.
Yeah, well, it's a play that we've been practicing all year. We've been practicing special teams like crazy, actually more than our defense and our offense. It's one aspect of the game that we wanted to win this year. And they really embarrassed us last year with a trick play, so we were going to pull out all stops this year. And I just happened to be fortunate that the normal person that catch that, Peter Gorski, was out for the game, and I got to step in and caught a pass. So.
You're playing safety. You have a couple of interceptions against Bloomsburg. It really looks to me like you've really moved your play up in the secondary this year. You feel you're doing better this year?
Yeah, it was a new position to me last year. I'd only practiced there one spring. I'd played wide receiver prior to that, and it was a little different. I was real focused on trying to hit people. I'm physical. I like to hit, and I was caught up in the backfield a little too much when I should have been in my deep third. And I worked extensively this spring and summer with Coach Bossard, and he's done a lot to help me stay focused and be able to see the whole field.
Brad, 3 games, the last 3 games Bucknell's played, counting the Colgate game of last season, you've got 4 touchdowns. What does it take to get to touchdown passes?
I think it takes a lot of time in practice, practicing the timing on these plays. Things like the first touchdown in the second half was a perfectly thrown pass. It was a timing play that we practiced many, many times. And I just think it takes a little dedication to try to get to the ball.
You've caught 2 from Travis and 2 from Rob. Is there a different wavelength with different quarterbacks that come in, or is pretty much everybody the same?
I think pretty much we're all on the same wavelength. We're all, throwing just equally well timed in practice, so I think we're pretty much same timing.
What are your strengths as a wide receiver? When you're out there, you're only 5'7". Obviously, that wouldn't be one of your strengths, but there's some other ones that make you good.
I think my speed is my first strength. I think that there's, in my opinion, there's not too many guys that could really, in the defensive backfield, that could stay with me in this league. And I think that for my size, I think I'm pretty tenacious as far as blocking and trying to get to the ball a little harder than everybody else.
Todd, if you have to cover someone like him in practice, what makes Brad good?
His speed, definitely. He's, you got to respect his speed deep. And they like to run a little outs on us, fake us on the out, and then go deep on us. So we just got to respect it, and that way they can run hitches on us too, because we're respecting, thinking he's going to go deep, use his speed on us, and all of a sudden he'll stop on us, and so it's tough to cover Brad.
Brad, what makes Todd as good as he is? I know you got to go against him in practice as well.
Like you said, he is a physical player, and he likes to hit, and that's true, and we all know that when we go out there. So in the back of your mind, no matter what anyone says, you're always thinking that he's going to get you, and that's a big part of the intimidation factor.
Todd, you were on the team at Penn State when you first started. You transferred to Bucknell. Why Bucknell?
Well, it's close. It's close to Penn State, and I had developed a lot of friendships at Penn State. It was a very tough decision to leave. And also, when I made that decision, I wanted to at least get as good an education or better, and I think, I've at least done better. And that was a big decision of mine for an educational point of view.
Brad, one of the other areas of the team you've done well in is kick returns. What makes somebody successful doing the kick returns? This
year, I think we're extremely successful, for the fact that we've practiced, like Todd said, more than just about anything else. We've really put an effort in improving our special teams play, and I think that's what's made me extremely successful this year.
Brad, I know as the year is finishing up, this is your final year at Bucknell. Maybe tell us a little bit about maybe what you're planning to do in the future. I know you guys both are outstanding students and have a lot of plans for the future.
Well, I'm planning on going to med school. I just got my applications out just 2 weeks ago, and I guess I have to wait now and see what happens with that, but hopefully that's what I'll be doing next year.
How about you, Todd?
Well, hopefully in the financial securities industry. I worked a little bit there this summer, and my father's in the industry, so it's where I'm planning to go right now.
Well, you both right now are among the national leaders, Todd with 2 interceptions on the season, and Brad with 3 touchdowns thus far. Best of luck the rest of the season to both of you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Our guests, Todd Jessup and Brad Bernardini. Coach Lou Maranzano will be back to close out the show with me as it continues in 60 seconds.
Since 1846, scholars have come together at Bucknell to ask questions and explore answers. Inspired by the fresh spirit of the newest students and the seasoned wisdom of the faculty, this meeting of minds fosters achievement. Bucknell professors enjoy national reputation, and Bucknell students are known for their intelligence. Their lively exchanges extend from classrooms and seminars to informal meetings in faculty offices and the campus snack bar. Bucknell is a comfortable place for the tradition of the classics and the demands of today's society. The arts, humanities, and sciences thrive alongside professional programs in engineering, education, management, and music. The environment for this growing diversity and the ongoing meeting of minds is a very beautiful campus in central Pennsylvania. Bucknell's stately buildings and beautiful trees and gardens provide an ideal collegiate setting. Bucknell, with 3,300 undergraduates and over 260 faculty members who sustain the spirit that is this university and who carry it with them throughout their lives.
Normally, this is the part of the show we talk about next week's opponent. Well, there is none. It's an off week, so what does that mean for a football team?
Well, it's a week to get healthy. It's a week to return to basics and fundamental football. And it's a week for us to start to look ahead already into our next opponent, University of Pennsylvania.
And our next opponents will be playing one another. Penn is the next opponent, and they're going against Dartmouth to open both of their seasons at Franklin Field this Saturday.
Right, we'll get an interesting look at them with the tape exchange from their first game. So we're looking forward to all that.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for being with us today on Bucknell Football 93. We'll talk to you next week in more detail about the Penn Quakers.
Okay, Bob.
For Coach Lou Maranzano and our special guests, Todd Jessup and Brad Bernardini, this is Bob Behler speaking. Thanks for watching Bucknell Football 93.